I started working on the farm when I was 12. We improved quality and quantity for the last 4 years. Well, hello. Thank you very much for finding time to take part in our project, which is 100% Tatarstan. We meet here with different people who talk about themselves, about their life in Tatarstan. So I would like to begin with the COVID crisis. So how was it? How was it for you? We did have some problems. But I believe that we just repeated results of the last year. We just had some increase in demand, then we just rolled back. But for the last month or two, everything is fine. What does your company do? We have multi-directional company, agriculture. We have about 50,000 hectares of land, 25,000 cows, milk cows, about 15,000 bulls. We have two meat processing factories. We make 15 tons of sausages, and we have slaughterhouse for about 100 cows a day. Agriculture is high-risk business. How did you manage to get to this business? 12 years ago, when I was 12, I started working in the collective farm. We had a very good farm director. It was my village with 3,600 hectares. It was getting bigger. Now we have about 50,000 hectares. Is it profitable business? If you do it correctly, yes, it is. You pay money. You have a lot of people. How many people? With more than 1,000 people. There's several villages, right? 60% of the district is our farm, our business. It's been like 22 years you've been doing it. So after 22 years, what period was the most difficult? When you started crises, you went through all of it. How did you build your business? Well, first 2-3 years. When we started, we had no experience. We didn't know what to do. We were gathering team. And probably in every period we had some challenges. So we had a meat processing factory. Then we joined other agro businesses. So, I mean, just to work in the land, I mean, you just have to like it. You have to do it. You have to do it. If 22 years ago you are told that you had to go through this, would you start doing it again? Probably yes. I have no regrets. What is the most difficult now for the business person in agriculture? Probably to forecast political risks, which we have. What happens with dollar, with euro, currency risks, financial risks, taxes, legislation, and of course people, personnel, training personnel. You have high-tech production and you don't have enough qualified people. It is one of the businesses where without people you can't do anything. If it's just even sausage production, you still have manual labor, and machinery doesn't work without people. Combine doesn't work without driver. All these new technologies, new equipment. So you have all in one. You don't all this milking equipment. Yes, compared to what we had 20, 30 years ago, of course. We moved from that, and anyway, the system big is itself, and you have a lot of, so more than 1,000 people. Do you send young people to teach, to train? Yes, we do. We hire specialists. We train them on site. And in agriculture, in animal breeding, we use Israel technologies. We have specialists. We had specialists. We had contracts with the specialists. So every month they came to us. Our specialists, we send them to Israel for 1 week. Why Israel? Why Israel? There are more known brands like Israel, one of the most advanced in milk production. And it just happened that 5 years ago we met one person who helped us to build this relationship. Did they invest? No. So no. We just use only our investment. We borrow the experience. We bought equipment, and we use their equipment and their technologies. I believe that we succeeded just thanks to this in the milk and meat production. How do you compete with meat products which we import from, I don't know, Australia and some other countries? So milk products, meat products, it's our just third year. We don't have a lot of experience. Milk, we don't process milk. We just sell it. Our main goal is quality of milk, of course. With what ready-made products do you compete? Sausages. Apart from sausages, we produce chilled milk, frozen milk. Australia, Brazil. We have Russian meat, Miratorg, Tatarstan companies. So the market is pretty saturated. All your 15 tons of meat you produce every day. So you sell every day 15 tons. Yes, we sell it in the day during the day. So we service about 500, 600 kilometers around us. Samara, Bashkiria, Murcia, Tatarstan, of course, Chelny, yes. All Tatarstan. It's the meat products. We work with Moscow, with St. Petersburg, chilled meat. So we have a significant potential. We're just beginning. How do you invest your own money? You take credits. Are you supported by the government? Credits. I get credits, and whatever we make, we reinvest. How much do you invest a year? About billion a year. For the last 4 years, we just invested 4.5 billion. And the payback? Do banks trying to just get the money back? Well, no, we're fine. When you develop, when you make one step, to make the second step, you have to be ready to do that. So when you develop one thing, so we have to take care of something else. We produce more grain, so you have to develop something else. You have to know how to process it. We have to grow more and use different kind of equipment. So we just continue. So if you stop, you die. That's the business. You can stop, yeah. How does a government help you? What do you have any privileges? Do you have any support? We have very good credit terms, and we get some reimbursement for our investment into the capital expenses, subsidies for milk production. So they are significant help. The Tatarstan program, 60-40 for the modernization of equipment. It helps us a lot.
What are your relationships with our officials on behalf of the agriculture? We have very intensive contacts with Ministry of Agriculture. We are taking part in the working group. I would say once 3 days at least over the phone. We are quite actively taking part in the working group. How is Tatarstan different from other regions in the type of support that you are getting? You're probably in touch with colleagues. I wouldn't say very big difference. We are based on what we hear from other regions. But yes, there is support of the Ministry of Agriculture. We feel it. And there are diversity of various programs on subsidies on construction of housing for the youth. So some regular, yes, social questions are there. Is leadership visiting you at the enterprise? Did Maras Gotovich? Yes, many times, ex-minister and now the vice speaker of the regional parliament, as well as the President Minikhanov as well, just a week ago. Are you talking about any challenges requesting based on the last meeting? We didn't express any issue, or didn't raise any issues. It was a meeting there. He was flying around the fields. And on top of everything that we are doing, we were having a second sports facility that our enterprise has funded. Rifat, how about sales? In your case, we are partly supplying our products into state procurement systems, be it in grains, be it in meat. Sometimes we are ending up being the winners, not always. Why not? Aren't you local? Sometimes it's price related, sometimes even if you can win this price-wise, the logistics might not be very attractive. Okay. Does it happen that low-quality competitors are coming into tenders and then feeding our population? Well, we do see sometimes some strange things, and in that sense, the tender system that is in place today is, I can't say that it's ideal. I would probably reconsider, because quality products can be cheap. We have 10, 12 good meat factories that are capable of producing good products inside the Republic. And it's probably possible to have a year-long contracts with strict conditions on quality without tender procedures, possibly having rigid contracts. Are you saying that some people are winning in those tender contracts from outside and they don't understand how much meat there is in this sausage? Well, there are diversity of issues. Today's technologies are allowing you to increase the weight of your meat, massaging, etc. Adding some protein or what? Are you having any experience with exporting outside of Russia? We are not working directly, but we did start our work on certification of our products. We are taking some steps. We are supplying some types of our products, but that goes through intermediaries that are partly supplying to China meat products. Okay, going back to the previous question, how much should the sausage cost if it is done out of good meat? It should cost about 300 rubles. If sausage costs 100 rubles per kilo, it means that there is no meat. Okay. Well, you have reconstructed the sports facility that was opened by the president with your own funding. Why are you doing that? That's not related to meat production. That's a second sports facility, or second one especially, or social responsibility of businesses that's done in the villages where our workers and their children are living. We would clearly want them to show some results, not necessarily Olympic champions, but certainly people healthy. Any maybe pressure on the side of the head of the municipal administration? Quick Q&A. How would Tatarstan change in 100 years? Well, if you take a look at our speed of evolution, the leadership, etc., even when we are going out of Tatarstan, you see that we are living in a different, as if from a different planet. You can't stop. Where is that power, that point of strength in Tatarstan? At home? What is the strength of Tatarstan? I can't formulate this. Don't hurry. Might be ability to work, aspiration to reach to the goals. That's probably what it says, the statement of Allah. What are we missing in Tatarstan? We have everything, maybe except for the sea. If you would have to leave the Republic, what would you take for you from memory? What I would probably be coming more frequent back to Tatarstan, and that bull that stands in front of your enterprise, would you take it? Well, that's a present of our partners with whom we are working for over 20 years. That was a present of our partners. It's made out of plastic as a sculpture, all-weather sculpture. Well, youth, what can you be learning from them today? Probably creativity. Are your children living in Tatarstan? Yes, no, why? Do they intend to be living here? Yes. You as a father, are you saying anything or, well, not me? They are not that little. The older son is 21. The younger one is about a year. Is your older one learning your profession? Yes. Thank you very much.